What's going on? It's Astronaut H, and this is the What More Do You Want Network. Now, in this video, I will be discussing news from the New Orleans Pelicans, and it looks like after only 30 games, appearing in 30 games this NBA season, Zion Williamson has been shut down by the New Orleans Pelicans for the remainder of the NBA season. I don't let me say this right when it comes to Zion, because I have a clip from Stephen A. Smith that I want to add also into what I want to say. But Zion Williamson in his career with the Pelicans has not had a very good track history. We look at the amount of games that he's played in. Started in his rookie season where he played 24 games. You look at the season after that, he was an all-star. He played in 61 games. He missed the entire 21-22 season. The next season, he was an all-star. He played in 29 games. He played in 23-24, he played in 70 games, the most games he's ever played in an NBA season. Then this year, he's played in 30 games. Zion Williamson is only 24 years old. Now, the reason I said I wanted to throw in the Stephen A., the things he said about Zion, because now we're at a situation where do we start mentioning Zion with the term bust? To put it lightly, right? I don't think Zion is a bust. I don't think that at all. But let me know what you guys think after hearing this clip from Stephen A. Smith.
I feel very, very bad for the Pelicans in the city of New Orleans because Zion Williamson is a star caliber talent. When he is on the court and healthy, he's a monster. The problem is he's rarely available. And as great as he is, the word bust comes to mind, not because of his talent. I'm only talking his availability. If you're not available, it doesn't matter how great you are. And he's almost never available. And that is the situation. And so if you traded him right now, for example, do you realize you can't ask for the farm for Zion? Or you can ask, but you ain't going to get it because he hasn't been available. And nobody is going to give that up, which leaves the Pelicans in a position, although they altered things contractually to their favor in some respects, you can't expect but so much for him because his availability is what's going to come into question.
Yeah.
And it's very simple, right? When you look at Zion's stats, right, with the New Orleans Pelicans, you look at his points per game throughout his career. We're talking about a season where he averaged 20, 22 and a half, 27, 26, 22, 24 this NBA season. Grabs almost close to 7 rebounds per game, about 5 assists. So he affects the game in all facets and aspects of it. Defensively, we know what he's capable of. Offensively, he's just an absolute force when healthy. And I think that's the number one thing, right? Is can he be fully healthy for an entire season? And that's one thing that the New Orleans Pelicans, I think, will ultimately question as we go into the offseason, because there's only a handful of NBA games actually left. But when you look at a team like New Orleans and you look at what they're trying to accomplish going forward, and maybe it's time to hit the reset button for them as a franchise, and maybe Williamson is not one of those franchise cornerstones for them, because you look at them electing to trade Ingram. You're looking at them electing to ultimately revamp the roster with younger players. But you have a Williamson, and honestly, he can be a franchise cornerstone if he's playing, if he's available. If not, then I get it. I get why you want to, get rid of him, trade him, and things like that. But I don't think the guy's a bust, though. I think he's still young enough to still make a sizable impact on the game. Now, are we saying, is he a generational talent? He has the tools to be, but when you look at, you just look at the amount of games that he's missed and the amount of games that he's only been able to appear in, then maybe, that word bust is one that will always loom over him until we're proven otherwise. Like I said, a guy that's averaging, almost 25 points per game for his career, almost 7 rebounds for his career, almost 5 assists for his career. That's really good numbers. So, and has been a multiple time All-Star already. And like I said, he's only 24 years old. So when you look at all of those things, it actually adds up to a player that can still, make way in the NBA. Now, the only thing is his health. Whether it's the knee, whether it's the lower body injuries and things like that. We've dealt with that with Williamson throughout his career, but it can also be a chance of the New Orleans Pelicans saying, you can't play back-to-backs. You can't play, it could be a team thing also, as trying to, I guess, figure out what's the best course of action with a player like this, because you don't want to not be able to get anything for him if you choose to trade him. So, again, like I said, do you guys think Zion Williamson is a bust? Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell to know anytime a video is being uploaded to this channel. It's Astronaut H. This is the What More Do You Want Network, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.